I don't think it's the directing that makes this film strong, surprisingly, even though it is a Steven Spielberg movie. I think that it is the storytelling. Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Watched by Ashley, where we take a look at some of the new releases on the big streaming platforms and discuss whether or not they're worth the watch. Today we're going to be taking a look at The Fabelmans. So this film had its premiere earlier on in the year at the Toronto International Film Festival, where it also got the People's Choice Awards. And ever since then, it's been getting a lot of praise and acclaim from the critics. It's also gotten a nomination for the Golden Globe Awards in the Best Picture category. So it'll be very interesting to see how it does during award season. Alternatively, though, it hasn't performed very well at the box office. Spielberg was given a budget of $40 million, and the return on this movie has only been about $10 million. This is probably Spielberg's most vulnerable project. He co-wrote the film with Tony Kushner. It's actually a semi-autobiographical film, loosely based on Spielberg's childhood growing up. So instead of Spielberg, we have Fabelman. The main character is Sam. While I do enjoy cinema, I never had the ambition to be a filmmaker, so I didn't think that the storytelling of Steven Spielberg's journey to become a filmmaker would resonate with me. And I wasn't wrong in that regard, because while it does beautifully tell the story of Spielberg's journey through the character of Sam Fabelman, it was the other aspects of the film that really touched me. We get to see Sam kind of fall in love with film, and it's very beautiful. At the age of about 7, his parents, Mitzi and Bert, take him to a movie. They take him to see The Greatest Show on Earth. And he is just so mesmerized with what he sees on screen. Like, he gets to see this train wreck, and it just sticks with him. Like, he becomes so obsessed with it. For Hanukkah, he asks his family for a train set so he can kind of recreate that scene and create a crash and record it on camera. And just that thoroughness transforms into his passion of him wanting to become a filmmaker. And we get to see him carry his love for film into his family as he's recording home movies with his sisters. Then we get to see him make films with his fellow troops at Scouts. And it's just really nice because he has a lot of encouraging adults in his life who are really taking an interest in his passion for film. Not only his mom, but their family friend, Bernie. They really encourage Sam to pursue filmmaking. Unfortunately for Sam, his dad, Bert, isn't really as enthusiastic about it because he feels like it's a hobby and Sam should focus on getting a real job, like in engineering, similar to what he's doing. And that's not where Sam's soul is. Like, he really has filmmaking in his blood. He goes to sleep, he thinks about it, and when he wakes up, he thinks about it. That's all he wants to do. It's only when he has a visit from an extended family member, a great uncle, who actually tells him, like, you know, your love for art, it's genetic and it's really heartbreaking because you end up at odds with your family, but this is the path that you're going to be on and just love every minute of it, pretty much is what his encouragement is. And it was just really nice to have someone who understands the struggle and the journey that you're on when you don't have as much support as you'd like. When Sam discovers that his mom is having an affair with Uncle Bernie, the family friend, the way he discovered this, it was so heartbreaking because he had filmed the whole family with Bernie on a camping trip, and while he was documenting the going-ons of the trip, in frame every now and again you would see Mitzi, his mom, holding hands or touching Bernie in a way that is very intimate. This broke Sam's heart. He cut all the footage of them together and kept it to himself, and he didn't want to tell anybody, but he was very angry because he felt like his mom betrayed his father, Bert, and holding on to that rage, you know, it made him very destructive. He was really rude to his mom, he was rude to Bernie, and no one knew why, right? Because he had this burden to try to keep his family together because he didn't want his sisters to be impacted, he didn't want his dad to be impacted. The mom kind of gets tired of it. She's like, what did I do to you? Like, why are you so angry?
Please talk to me. Tell me what's happening. Do you have any idea how much I love you?
And then when he finally reveals to her what he knows, like, you can tell, like, his world just falls apart. And his mom is just devastated because she's seeing the consequence of her actions and is impacting her son. The film explores just the amount of heartache and pain that goes into divorce and separation once Bert is no longer able to tolerate the change in behavior from Mitzi.
Don't you love Daddy?
Sure she does. Of course I love Dad and I love Mom.
Then why is this all of a sudden happening?
Stay together.
You love each other.
And I have to say, divorce is a very hard thing to depict in film. It's a very sensitive topic for a lot of people because it's becoming increasingly common that people have been impacted by divorce. And I Like the way Spielberg, you know, again about the vulnerability, he captured that moment in time when his parents sat them down and discussed them separating. And you see his three little sisters bawling their eyes out, yelling at everybody, blaming the mom, thinking that their lives are over. And Sam's kind of feeling guilty and he's feeling the weight of it because maybe this wouldn't have happened if he didn't discover the emotional affair to begin with. So the way that Spielberg was able to layer all that complexity in the scenes, I thought was really great. The performances in the film are very, very strong. I have to say, I think Paul Dano gives the best performance in this film. I was really surprised because like earlier on the year you saw Paul Dano as the Riddler in Batman and it made you like sick to your stomach, but here he is as Burt Fabelman and it feels like it's your best friend's dad and you want to protect him and make sure no harm comes to him because he's such a good, loving husband and he's so devoted to his wife, and then to find out that he's being cheated on, it just feels so sad for him. But I really enjoyed Paul Dano's performance. I hope that during the award season he gets the recognition he deserves here. Then we have Michelle Williams, who's getting a lot of praise as her performance as Mitzi Fabelman, who is Sam's mom. She does a great job. You can empathize with her because she's trying to make the relationship work even though her heart's not in it, and she wants to be there for her family, and she doesn't want to punish her husband because she knows that Bert loves her very much and it's not his fault, but she just has this connection and attraction to Bernie. Also to the cast we have of course Seth Rogen, who plays Bernie. Seth Rogen does a really great job here. I think he's working very hard to shed the typecasting of a comedian. I think he wants to do more serious roles and he's had some very interesting projects recently. Gabriel LaBelle, he really captured Spielberg. Like he had like the smirk and the smile of Spielberg, so like I really like that in his performance. It was also really nice to see Julia Butters. So Julia Butters, you might be familiar with her because she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She's very cute. It's really nice to see her doing more films. I hope that she doesn't get phased out as a child actor. I would really like to see her career progress. If I was to give the film a rating, I'd give it a B+. It is an enjoyable film. I think you have to give it a chance. Like, don't just go off of the synopsis, because reading the synopsis, I thought this film would just be for people who are interested in becoming filmmakers or want to be behind the camera. And so I almost didn't give it a chance because I figured I would be excluded in this movie. But no, I actually was pretty entertained, especially like I said, it has those core themes of pursuing your passion despite your family not encouraging you, and also just the heartache of having a family separate and what leads up to it. I thought those were themes that were beautifully explored. I kind of feel bad for Spielberg because he's had such an amazing career, and for this film to do poorly, I think it stings a little bit because he made himself so vulnerable. He really showed his hands in terms of his family and growing up, and his parents had asked him for many years to make a film about them, and it's just unfortunate that they died before they could see this film. He really did capture moments of his childhood. These are moments in his life that are deeply ingrained in him, and you can see how he remembers them, like how even though he loves his mom so much, it just hurt him to deal with the consequence of her decisions. And even though he respected his dad so much, it just hurt him that his dad couldn't understand how much film meant to him. And even though he met his uncle in a fleeting visit, the uncle made such an impact by telling him that he had to pursue his love for film. I really did appreciate that he shared that with us. It gives you more layers, more context to the man that is Steven Spielberg. He might not be your favorite director, but you can't deny he's done a lot of amazing things for film. If you're looking for a drama that is family friendly and that is an easy watch, then this movie is definitely for you. Anyways, those are my thoughts in regards to The Fabelmans. Please let me know in the comments below what your favorite Steven Spielberg movie is. Personally, mine, it's a little heavy, but I do love The Schindler's List. I think it was beautifully done. I like the use of the black and white technique there. But yeah, that's my favorite Spielberg movie. If you enjoyed the content here, please give me a like and subscribe. It's definitely going to help me growing the channel, and I really do appreciate it. But that's all I have for you today, so thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Take care.